be real about the situation. Don't feel like you're a perfect person and that you're so wise and all knowing. You're not.
For us as Christians, it is not I like him and so I'm going to. Too much I in that sentence.
You can't think objectively when you are infatuated.
I don't want to say you're blind.
It's very important to be honest about what you're feeling.
We often want to just wake up and hear God saying, "Go forth, Jadine."
Speaking to God regularly, just like with any relationship.
I mean, I would love that. I would prefer for him to just send me a WhatsApp. Just do this today.
Don't just listen to what you want to hear.
Do we get lost in our plans? Do we get lost in ourselves? As well as you start to learn, I think, a bit more spiritually about what may be ahead. Above all things, after my friends say yes, my parents say yes, church say yes, everybody ready and in their wedding clothes, what God said. And then I will move.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying something about the timeline. I think that if God tell me tomorrow that this is the person who is so should get married, go and get married, that's a direction from the Lord. I can't say, God, no, but the world says,
stages.
I need to be together for 2 years. Definitely not. Ultimately, it's about ensuring that your life is directed by God.
Right.
I know people as well that within 1 year, one full 12 months, met, date, married, starting life, So definitely know that once God is in control of your life is the ultimate goal right here. Not me and my feelings, as Tony went through before. Feelings are so fickle, they change with the sun. And for us as Christians, it is not I like him and so I'm going to. Too much I in that sentence, right? God said,
right.
And therefore I will.
Come on.
So if him said today, Jadine, go to Sovereign, the guy in the red shirt, walk past him. He's going to say, hi, God told me to whatever. I mean, if God is telling me that, then that's what God is saying. So ultimately, it's not necessarily about the timeline. There's no, it has to be 6 months to a year.
Right.
No.
You don't lean to your own understanding. You acknowledge God in all of your ways. And
that's the uniqueness with Christians and their stories.
Right.
Like some have that. Mine was definitely not that.
We soon get to that story.
But it is that relationship. It is that what is the Lord saying. And just as long as you're not the only person who heard the Lord, you may want to be mindful of that. There are times when the Lord speaks to us and we're not 100% sure. And we may say to him, well, I'll tell you what I do. I will ask God to send confirmation just because I want to do only what he says and I want to understand that my feelings aren't interfering.
Right.
It doesn't mean, and I deliberately ask the Lord to send it and not go to Jadine. Again, this is my personal approach. So it's not that I'm going to go, Jadine, what you said. You understand what I'm saying? So the Lord says something to me, I'm not sure. I spend even more time in prayer to say, Lord, send somebody please, send a word please. So somebody may come and deliver this word to me and have no clue about the situation. And so they're not offering me their opinion. They're simply sent by the Lord to confirm the thing. Because above all things, that is what I care about.
Yes.
A big thing to also mention is discernment. It's so important to pray for it regularly. And the Bible says, if anybody lacks wisdom, you ask, and the Lord will give you. He will, it's a promise. And so even in discernment, it's not just discerning that person or this situation, but also discerning the inner workings of your heart. Because what we had said before in the previous video, infatuation. You can't think objectively when you are infatuated, and so it's very important to be honest about what you're feeling. Yo, I'm head over heels for this guy, for real. I'm in trouble, I need friends. Yo, come alongside me, so this is how I'm feeling. Don't feel very objective right now. I wonder if you can give me some insight. And of course, you pray about it and all of them things there. So be real about the situation. Don't feel like you're a perfect person and that you're so wise and all knowing. You're not. Nobody is. So we do need each other to carry each other through this thing. Sure enough?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. I was actually going to say that, and you said it. The matter of infatuation and how really it's actually said that infatuation goes on for about 18 months?
18 months roughly.
About that, or a year to 18 months. Some different sources say different things. But understanding that during that whole period of infatuation, I don't want to say you're blind, but you don't always make the best decisions, and you can't always see everything
As black as
clearly
a sea.
as it is. You know. So yeah, that time period is also something to take into consideration. And yeah, ask another question that I really like, because I've been wondering, like Tony talking all up in our head in these, and I love you, Tony, for that. But I mean, that's not common for everyone. How do you know when God is saying yes, go ahead, or not? And it comes with really just relationship with God over time. Speaking to God regularly, just like with any relationship, you get to know someone and hear them by spending time with them, spending time in their word, and in community with persons, so having friends who also hear from God, who also speak to God.
I think the other thing that I had said before can apply to that as well. So you don't want the first time you're asking God to confirm something for you is, Lord, should I stay in front of the subway that is coming to me or not? Like not something as drastic as that. But start with the small things. Asking him about which route to drive to work, what to wear for the day, what to eat, and allow him to speak to you in his own way. Mm-hmm. Because I think that he speaks to everybody in a different way. Because he's so great. He doesn't have to be limited to one medium to talk to persons. So I think once you develop that over time, when a baby is born, they don't just start running down the track. They try and stand, and they make movements towards that running down the track. So I think for us as well, we often want to just wake up and hear God saying, "Go forth, Jadine, go and do this." I mean, I would love that. I would prefer for him to just send me a WhatsApp, just did this today. Definitely would be great for me. But I think it comes from the different small things that we ask him about and allow him to speak to us. For me, I genuinely hear. I hate saying it. I feel so weird. But I would hear say, go left, go right. Yeah. It's always so.
The Holy Ghost driving. Is that really?
And over time, I've been like, I feel like it's just me saying that.
Yeah. Sometimes.
I feel like that's just me saying that. But over testing it times, I'm like, go left. Ooh, I got home so quick. Maybe that was God, because I would have never come up with that on my own. Other times I'd be like, I feel like that was a you thing, Jadine. Because sometimes the things that you say versus things that are outside of you. So I think just trying to discern that over time, over practice. Because for me, ultimately, when I started, I genuinely used to think, that's just me. I'm just saying that. I just think that.
Yeah, that's right.
And after testing it, I would say, okay, all right, let me just do it. And that was definitely a me thing. I wanted to wear that short dress, and look how the breeze just blew. That was definitely a me thing. And then over time you get to know, all right, this is what God is saying. And definitely what Tony said about the confirmation, those things come. And I had shared this in one of the testimony Tuesdays where I felt like God was saying for me to go to Barbados. Anybody know me? If you tell me tomorrow go Barbados, I'm like, sure, I'm on that plane. But for my sister who lives in Canada, there's nothing actually in my house to hear me probably saying it or anything. They just called me and was just like, I'm going to do this. God told me to send this money for you to do that. I'm like, all right. I didn't need anything else. I mean, it also came from other sources. But for somebody that wasn't even in my vicinity at all, I never spoke to her about that. You can see the confirmation coming in. So for little things, I think it's important for us to develop that relationship, as Shara was saying. That relationship with God and allowing him to direct us in the little things in our life, and then it gets bigger and it gets bigger and it gets bigger. So when he actually says to you, this is what you do, you can move in that direction. I hope that makes sense. So the question that was asked.
I want to also add that in hearing God speak to you, don't leave out the word. That's primarily how he speaks to us. Primarily, and it's like having your mind renewed by the word on a daily basis. You legit hear God speak to you. And so something simple as, I don't want to say simple, but some people are caught up in situations where they are maybe in a relationship with somebody else's man, like somebody who's married, and it's a case where if you want to hear the Lord speaking, well, the Bible said, you don't have to commit adultery.
You don't have to hear the voice from the cloud.
You don't have to wait for the cloud to
right.
leave him.
Yeah, so you already know right away. This is the will of the
line
Lord.
up with the will of the
No,
Lord? That's
it's
true.
not the will of the Lord. It's not honoring God in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. Sometimes things aren't as black and white as that. You continuously seek. The Bible says, if you seek Him diligently, you will find Him. So don't feel like, you're seeking Him for 5 minutes and that's it.
Well, he never answer me, Shari, so I tried.
Right. No. You constantly, you diligently, and you make sure you remain objective to whatever it is that God is saying. Don't just listen to what you want to hear, because we're very much capable of doing that. No, man, I don't think that's God's will.
God
We
would
belong
never
together.
tell me to stay single.
Yes.
He would never want that.
That's
for me.
not His will. Yo, tomorrow's promised to no man. Like, you could legit, I don't mean to be morbid, you could die tomorrow as a single person. So I guess it was God's will for you to be single. You know what I'm saying?
But when you die, you'll be happy. If
You
you
will
will
be happy.
Christ, you won't
You
be
will be
missing
happy.
it. That's the truth.
There's no marriage in heaven. I feel like people keep forgetting that as well. We'll be so fulfilled in Christ alone that there's no marriage, because the truth is, what is marriage? It is a shadow of what is to come, or relationship with Christ, So of course that's something where we'll talk about later on, but just wanted to throw that out there at least.
Because everything for God is a seamless plan. For us, we only see things in part, and that's what the word says. We see up to this point. So it appears very, disjointed, but it isn't in actuality. In my case, we courted for 6 years.
Oh,
What's wrong, Jude?
I don't want to wait 6
It's
years.
just But let me tell you what was the thing about ours. At each point, we would ask, 2 years, God, based on what we've been saying, I don't think I'm ready for marriage yet. I don't think marriage is right now. And then I would ask him, I would ask Andre, and he would have the same thing. But Marky, we spoke to God separately. It wasn't us sitting together and be like, what do you think? But maybe we should. Maybe we should do.
Yeah.
We're still not married. So go have your devotion and come back was our approach to it. And so I feel one of the things courtship does is that as I walk beside this person, how do we, as we learn and as we have this intention for marriage, the next question is, where does God stand in all of this? Do we get lost in our plans? Do we get lost in ourselves? As well as you start to learn, I think, a bit more spiritually about what may be ahead. And so I find that courtship is the part where you dig even deeper like you never dug before as it relates to your relationship with the Lord, because once you get into marriage now, you don't only think and discern for yourself, but you think and discern for somebody else. You have to now know how you pray. It's not just about you. It is about whatever purpose the Lord will have for this marriage. That's whenever He dictates is the appropriate time to do so.